Welcome back to Rogue Trader. Go in here and see. Every door is secured by a sophisticated mechanical lock. There must be another way. But I think they opened it. What? I'm so confused. So confused. Do we have to go back? The Lady Navigator's statue looks pristine and new. I did not think we had to go back here.
Keep your wits about you.
And we can't go in here either. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
I'm super duper confused now. Okay, so we have to go back in here. We've already looked through all of these, right?
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Okay. Interesting. There was a door that we opened with that thing that was an optional thing. Was that the loot? Okay.
I always keep my options open.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think that was just optional loot. The what was that we gained? It was the long glass and this carapace chest plate, I think. Something like that. Doesn't matter. Apparently I am. Okay. Medicase 60%. Let's poke that.
Oh, come on.
Someone disrupted this experiment in the most brutal fashion. It's impossible to determine what was inside. Nothing good. Biogel. Purified sample. Might need to use this to craft the things. The caustic stench of reagents sears your nostrils, and broken glass crunches underfoot. Somebody wanted to destroy the laboratory or find something. Why not both, though? Flesh sample. And this is the data crypt thing that we've read about before. Psi crystal.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay. Let's loot here. Research notes of Navis Laboratorium Custodian Fortunata or Celio, Part 12. More and more servants are being influenced by the Imperium, and it has nothing to do with the child's more frequent tantrums. We've discovered that the corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts most unusually to the crystals we purchased from the Winterscale dynasty. I strongly recommend finely grinding the reagent to catalyze the reaction. Do not use acid under any circumstances. Trust me, you will not like having to tend to the burns for the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Oh, and one more thing. The tech priests blessed the data crypt H41OK for the calculated number of chronoturns, which means that it's no longer necessary to remain near the device while waiting for the reaction to start. The data crypt H40KO malfunctioned over the course of the research. I should remind the technomates to deliver this sacred mechanism into Magos and Dioctius' capable hands. Okay. Adamantine. Let's talk to this person here. Y'all just lost their mind. Please don't kill me. Okay. So we can put data crypts in here. Okay. We can do something here. Experimental section. The child's influence on the psycho-emotional states of various representatives in the Imperium. Access level or Cilio T prime. Experiment H4545-1. Subgroup lowborn male. The test subjects exhibit signs of an acute stress. The majority perished of blood loss within a day of being placed in the laboratory chamber due to the inability to halt the discharge of ocular secretions, tears, and the body's subsequent replacement of these secretions with the connective tissue of its internal environment. The individuals with the greatest resistance to the sacred child's resonance died several chronoturns later. Extensive wounds in the abdomen, presumably inflicted by a jagged piece of metal. Death was caused by strangulation with the subject's own intestines. The subject's final shouts exhibited concerns over abominable tentacles and void worms. Hallucinations prescribed to their own internal organs. Experiment H4545-2, subgroup lowborn female. The test subjects died within an hour of entering the laboratory adjacent to the child's chambers. Most had their tongues bitten off or their jaws badly dislocated. Some test subjects lacked the physical strength to separate it from the rest of the skull. Cause of death, severe head injuries caused by impacting the walls or the floor. Experiment H4545-3. Subgroup, a paralyzed patient who lost the ability to speak due to the shock caused by a manufactorum accident, male. The test subject noted a tingling sensation in the deteriorated tissue. During reagent Aronto or Cilio's visit to the child, the test subject smiled and started humming, most likely trying to carry some plebeian tune, and then attempted to address the servant who brought him food. A lengthy conversation was prohibitive due to the servant's lack of a tongue. Experiment H4545-4. Subgroup, a defective offspring of Lord P or Cilio, pronounced unfit for studying the high art of navigation, owing to the mutation of tissues required for installation of the obligatory augmentations that merge one's consciousness with the vessel. Additionally, they display an overall feebleness of mind, female. The test subject mirrored the child's actions for 3 days. On the 4th day, the child became upset after hearing the news about the untimely demise of Amos Cantarelli, an officer of her personal guard. As a result, one of the test subjects peeled away several layers of tissue from her face and died from the resulting massive heart attack. The last surviving test subject was executed for attempting to contact the child. Great. Yeah, we're not getting into anything weird here, right? Okay. So the question is, what do we put in here? Did we not find something here? Let's see. Mm-hmm. From newest to oldest. So let's see here. I don't know. Don't have a reagent flask. We do have this. We have the data crypts. And we have some tissue flasks. And then we have this thing, for example, with the meteorite chunk. I feel like we're probably missing some materials here. So we've remade the control rod. We can maybe return here later and see. Maybe we even need to go to some other planet, but that would make less sense.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes.
Let's see. You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life. Well, she's already dead. We found that on the computer. Idira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nail deep in her shoulder. And she starts mumbling. The crossroads. There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy. They fall at the slightest touch, one hiding a blind man, another a traitor. Tell me more. What paths? I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most. Who is who? Who do you see behind the masks? My whispers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say tearing off the masks is your concern. Thank you, everything is clear now. Idira nods tiredly and glances at Falek out of the corner from her eye. The station has had enough problems without your sorcery, Psyker. Well, let's hand over the key. Felek exhales loudly and smiles. Thank you, rogue trader. I don't even know what to say. Status and honor prevented me from admitting it before now, but you have awoken hope in me, hope that I might actually leave this station together with the mistress. Which is why I'm about to ask one last favor of you. The lowly insurgents got their hand on a weapon that suppresses my navigator powers. Their absence makes me a living target, but this weapon is useless against you, as it's a bunch of lunatics wielding it. I humbly ask you to deal with the scum huddling upstairs and hurry to adorn my mistress with the relic of our house, a sacred amulet against all evil. Recent events have badly disturbed Lady Cassia's psyche, and warp entities always lust for weaker souls, especially when the veil grows thin. You too will be safe next to this charm. What will I get in return? You'll get everything you wanted, a loyal navigator and the undying gratitude of House Orselio. Very well, I'll do it. I think this guy is, yeah. You're going to need this charm. Felek hands you a precious stone without a setting. Its luminous surface remains cold to the touch, no matter how long you hold it in your hand. And may the God Emperor's light be with you. So we receive a glowing stone. I think this guy might be the baddie. The pale figure, with unnaturally long limbs, stand with her arms raised, her hands deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continually streams from her scarlet mist eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, twitch nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jeweled ornament. And when your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming soul-smothering power. Willpower test succeeded. You're enveloped in despairing grief, and an invisible hand closes around your throat, cutting off your breath. Your limb seems to fill with lead, your heart hammers in your chest, and the desire to turn and flee from this room, from this station, almost get the better of you. At the last moment, you master your emotions, and your will pushes back against the illusion, forcing it to retreat. Idira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper. Ow, ow, ow. As if my own little pals weren't bad enough, now this one's barging into my head. Somebody stop her. Heresy. Argenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. She then lowers her head, and white hair veils her face. Okay. That's a high chance of success for coercion, actually. Okay. By the Emperor, if you do not stop your sorcery immediately, I will shoot you in the head. She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both a sob and the howl of a small wounded animal. What is happening? Was someone calling my name? Are the betrayers dead already? And who are you? My presence was requested by your faithful servant, Felek Orselio. Felek, did he? Cassia's crimson eyes widen, but you cannot say whether out of fear or surprise. What is this? I feel faint. Theobald Orselio. The heavyset old man who's been kneeling nearby erupts in a low sob. His eyes swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room, as through the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them. The child, Lady Cassia, where are you, sacred child? Throne preserve. Despite his venerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side. You. The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It's threaded with jet black veins, and his bulging, milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk. My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of House Orsilio down upon your head. Watch out, Lord Captain. This one is so deranged, it's making the whispers shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his. Threatening the head of the dynasty is a grave offense, esteemed whoever you are. Abelard places a hand on his weapon. I think we're gonna try persuasion here. At present, I'm trying to determine what's happening on Urak 5. I'll grant that you do not look like a pirate who've come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or like scoundrels in Felix's service. So, who are you? Jabs von Valancius, rogue trader. Another rogue trader in our corner of the galaxy? How interesting. Your kind always makes an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful. And so House Orsilio now asks service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer, think on it. You can make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today. You decide. What's the curse that has taken hold of everyone in this room? Curse? You do not understand the sacred gift given to our child. When the child is sad, we all weep. When the child smiles, we all laugh giddily. And if the child wants blood, the world turns crimson. The child's will is the will of the great Tisiphone, for she is the heir of House Orsilio. They call me dangerous with my witchcraft? Idira mutters under her breath. You look frightening. The fish eyes look at you with unwavering dignity. You are not supposed to see me, or Felic, or the sacred child. Navigators are highly paid for their loyal service to the Imperium, according to his will. No one would dare judge the guides of humanity, the chosen of the galactic sovereign himself. What service do you ask of me? Hope glimmers in the navigator's milky eyes. Save the sacred child, take her away from this station. I fear I do not have long left. A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's chin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. The slightest movement must be causing him unbearable pain. Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent Aronto, acting head of House Orsilio in the Kronus Expanse. Rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort. I know we came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl. Argenta looks at Cassia, and a painful furrow appears on her brow. Such a fragile thing with such a heavy burden upon her shoulders. Okay, I want to know what happened between you and Felic. Felic is my wayward student. He came to Urak 5 as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me. But he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of our house, our sacred child, to revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss. to pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our Novators, which is a patriarch or matriarch that rules over a navigator house, the figurative and often biological father or mother of the dynasty. Tisiphone or Celio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy. The renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the Novator's throne. So choose which side you're on, a murderous traitor or the lawful scion of a noble house. Theobald speaks the words softly, looking at the unconscious young woman with reverence. Felix accused you of treachery, Theobald. Why should I trust your words? Defending myself before strangers. I never thought I would fall so low. The old man looks at the unmoving Cassia and shakes his head in resignation. If the child's life were not at stake, very well. I have no choice or proof of my innocence. I can give you my word as a member of the Nevis Nobilite. If the honest word of an honorable man counts for anything with you, I guarded this station against calamity and incursions from without to the best of my ability. I forced the wardens to strictly observe security protocols. I personally sealed every servant, selected every servant, and I faithfully protected the child during the coup. You're talking as though you expect to die here. Theobald shrugs indifferently. My service to the house is coming to an end. The wounds Felix inflicted on my flesh will never heal. I am dying. Praise the throne. Slowly enough to see that the child is taken care of. You need help. There's a medicine deck on my ship. But Theobald only shakes his head. No, I am the keeper of Uruk 5 and I will perish along with my station. On that note, I have other matters to attend to. How could you lose control of your own station? Do not thrust my errors in my face. I am twice your age and twice as wise. Take my advice. Trust no one but yourself and the Emperor. Even those closest to you will betray you for gold, power, or far-fetched idea of a bright future. Okay, I believe I've made my decision. Is that so? Please share your thoughts. Okay. I am slightly torn in this thing. They've obviously been doing experiments here on this station. They're not like nice people or anything. I don't know. I am not super trusting of Felix either. Let's go with Felix is a true monster. Let's do away with him together. Theobald dips his head in favor of the proposition. Allies are always welcome, even temporary ones. I will revive the child. Do not be alarmed. The power of House Orsilio's heir will help us destroy our enemies and shield us from Felix's navigator forces. But you, rest the time before the battle. Yeah. While no one appears to be living in the cage, somebody is still filled through with dried fruit and fresh water. It is as if the painting was rendered by several different hands. The timid, uncertain lines are interlaced with rough and furious strokes coming together in arcane shapes. Let's steal some more stuff from them. The luxurious feast was left untouched.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
The Lady Navigator's private library is bringing with essays, novels, and personal accounts from the trailblazers and explorers of the Imperium.
I always have a
well, we have leveled up. Let's take a look at that. The available ability. This one we already have. Then we have Sworn Enemy. The warrior marks a target, gaining some toughness bonus armor and bonus damage on melee attacks against that target. If the target attacks the warrior during this round, warrior gains 1 AP once per round. Reckless Strike. The warrior's next melee attack gains 5 strength bonus armor penetration and 2 strength bonus damage and ignores 3 weapon skill bonus % of the target's parry. Every enemy who survives an attack enhanced by this ability will attack the warrior in return, including creatures with ranged weapons. This is a really good ability, to be honest. Forceful Strike. The warrior gathers all their strength for a crushing strike. Their next melee attack pushes the enemy away. The distance of that push is equal to 1 plus strength bonus in half. Haunting Scream. The warrior screams at their enemies to draw their attention and becomes the priority target of any enemy who fails a willpower resistance test. Breakthrough. The warrior gains the Slash ability with Agi bonus split in 2 charges for this round. Slash cannot be used in the same round as Charge. The warrior dashes through an enemy to the cell of the enemy's opposite side and makes a melee attack with 50% reduced damage. I think we go for Reckless Strike. I think that's going to be really good. This one is resistance to negative effects, which is good. Yeah, I think we go resistance to negative effects. We're gonna do the same here, Reckless Strike and Athletic. No, Carouse here. That's fine. Idira will get Tide of Excellence. Whenever the operative triggers an exploit, the operative gains 1 damage and 2 armor penetration until the end of combat. That's a good one. Weak body, weak soul. Exposed weakness also reduces the enemy's toughness and willpower by 3 times int bonus for 1 round. We already have fresh target. Exposed weakness costs 0 AP. I think we go Tide of Excellence. And yeah, I think Perception. She already has a decent amount of perception. We don't have anyone with good int. I think we're gonna go int here. Okay, complete. And then here, yeah, we're gonna keep going with ballistic skill. So either dash, soldier immediately dashes in the selected direction, spending all their movement points. Does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Allow the soldier to dash through allies and enemies, but not through obstacles. That's good for repositioning. Controlled shot. The soldier gives a sign they're about to open fire. The soldier and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. That's a good one as well. I think we go with dash here. We go with dash. Okay, cool. That's gonna be it for this time. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.